blood. He says they will not accept blood from people who are natives of areas where malaria is a common threat or who have visited those areas. Malaria is prevalent in many parts of Asia, the Middle East, Latin America, and parts of Africa. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we'll talk live with Don Thompson about blood donation procedures, and we'll find out if anyone else could be at risk from the 2 tainted blood donations.
The mostly mild winter weather combined with this week's bitter cold may have an impact on what's available on the produce aisle in July. This weekend's freezing temperatures may have harmed the local peach crop, and that could have an effect on what you pay at the grocery store. Color 10 News Beat's Ray Meyer reports orchard owners are optimistic not too much harm has been done.
That one looks like it might be all right.
An overall mild winter has put this year's peach crop ahead of schedule. The buds are forming about 2 weeks early, and that could cause premature blooming. This week's hard freeze may have damaged the buds. If the buds survive the recent cold snap, that doesn't mean the danger is over.
More crops froze off than when they were in bloom than have at this stage of the game. But usually, if they bloom early in March or early April, they lots of times get nipped in the bud, in the bloom.
Wiles says some of the buds were unaffected, others were damaged, but it's still too early to tell how much impact the cold temperatures had. Some peach growers remain optimistic and say the cold weather could be a blessing in disguise.
To slow up their progress of going forward, yes, we were really glad to hear about the cold weather coming, and it's kind of tough on us humans, but I think the plants, all of them, needed to slow up with their progress, and I feel like this will be a big help for them.
Herndon says she thinks the buds were still tight enough to survive the recent freeze. When they know freezing weather's coming, they'll sometimes use smudge pots and burn hay bales to keep the peach trees from freezing. Herndon says they usually wait until the trees are in bloom before they do that. In Marionville, Ray Meyer, Color 10 News Beat.
Well, the temperatures have rebounded quite nicely.
First, we'll be celebrating if we get some rain. KY3's Natalie Newman shows us how the hot and dry weather is affecting crops.
Okay.
Bob Wiles has been growing fruit for 48 years, but there's something different about the peaches in his orchard this year.
Well, the size is running small this year for normal, and it's because of the dry weather. There's a pretty nice size for the early glow, but it's normally a little bigger than this.
Wiles waters a few trees with a garden hose, but mostly depends on Mother Nature. But she hasn't been providing lately. In the past 3 weeks, this orchard has received only a ½ an inch of rain.
Wiles says if we don't get rain soon, his apples will be small too, but he's not the only one concerned.
Well, at this time of the year is the critical part for us. If we don't get the rain now, we won't have a crop.
Heidemann says his crop's already going backwards. You can see where the sun is burning his milo leaves.
Like that, it burns here, and then the bottom leaves start burning and try to fall off.
Like Wiles, he's keeping an eye to the sky, praying for rain.
We'd love to have a 3-inch rain, but we'll take whatever we get. An inch would help.
Natalie Newman, KY3 News.
Although the fruit may be smaller than normal, he says it doesn't affect the taste, and he says that